Hello everyone. So today I'll be going through the version control system. Today I'll be showing you the practical example as well, like how to do it, how to create a repository, then how to uh, you know use the source tree. Okay, so there are some basic git commands that you can use, but as I mentioned earlier, sometimes it is kind of difficult for many of us, so we'll be using the source tree, and I'll be showing what is the git command and how can you do that uh, in the source tree application. Moreover, this will be about uh, how it will be very easy for you to get going and easily create a repository and do all the basic stuffs. All right, so first of all, what is version control system? You know that in a project there will be there will be lot of people working on that. For example, if there is a QA team and around there are 5 to 6 members and everybody is working on the same project, but they will be adding some or the other features sometimes, okay, to test. So to keep everything in one single repository, okay, is a very much necessity, because this repository can be used by the Jenkins to fetch the code and run your test cases. All right, so okay, why we need this? So first of all, as I mentioned, it's about collaboration, multiple people working on the same project. Okay, and second thing is like the pipeline for CI/CD. Yes, it is a must, because you cannot just run your Jenkins server jobs on your local machine. Okay, like getting the code from the local machine and running on the server. Apart from that, it's really help for early testing. And how it helps to early testing, because every time you push your code, okay, that will be reflected on this whatever server you are using, either Bitbucket or GitHub or GitLab, and then that could be triggered by any scheduled job on your Jenkins, and you can check your result as soon as possible, like the smoke test or maybe the sanity test if you want. All right, okay, so let's come to the what is Git. All right, so Git is a distributed version control system. Okay, and it is for tracking the changes in the source code during software development. And when from the QE perspectives, it's mostly when you change your features sometimes or change your common code sometimes, okay, that will be tracked. Okay, so why we need this Git? Okay, so just to give you a brief idea, for the beginners maybe. Okay, when you have some code in your local machine and you are only one working on that, okay, and nobody really care about that, like what is your code and how it's looking and how you're working on it, it doesn't matter, then we do not need Git actually. Okay, because in that case you are the sole owner and nobody really know what exactly going on. But if there are multiple people working on it, and if someone also want to use your code, so there should be a repository. Okay, for example, there is one guy who's working on it and he pushed some code, and now you want his code, okay, that's a working code now, and you did some changes, okay, and now you pushed your changes as well. So now the repository has the latest changes, but when you run your job, it just build has been failed because of your changes. So in that case, what you need to do, you should be having a track of all these changes, and you can revert back sometime so that whatever was working fine, we can use that. So for all these things, we use the Git. Okay, so there are three stages in this Git. One is like the modified, the working tree, and okay, what is modified? Anyways, I'll be explaining all this while giving you a practical example. So modification is like when you get the code from the server to your local machine and you add something, okay, so that is a working tree of yours. And after addition, you want some files to be staged. Okay, stage in the sense you want to include those changes, okay, and then you commit them, and till the commit it will be in your local repository. So you can see here in the basic Git commands what is mentioned here, like it's a working directory will be there. You will be adding your changes to staged and indexed files, and then that will be committed to your local repository. Okay, again I explained something about like what Git does, and I mentioned something here about the branches here. So what happens, sometimes if you are working on particularly some feature and that requires a lot of time, and meanwhile some other people are working on the same or the different thing, so you will be needing your own branch. So branch is nothing but a copy of the master branch or the develop branch code will be in your repository, in your local machine, and you can do as long as you want to modify something. Okay, and finally you can merge your branch to the develop branch. Anyways, we'll come to that in later point of time. Okay, so again I explained about the same thing, like it's how it works. It has a three-tier architecture. Okay, so there will be repository, then staging index, and local branch. Okay, so how it flow, how the flow works. Okay, the user, what the user will do, it will clone the repository to his local disk. You can see it here. So this is the first step. Okay, then he creates a new, okay, new working branch and starts working on it. Once he's done working on that, after certain changes has been made, user adds those new changes into the staging index. Okay, and finally first he commits or directly pushes the changes to the repository. And you can see these are the basic git command. Anyways, I'll be uploading all this to one of the blogging site, and I'll share the link below in comment section. So no need to worry about that as of now. Okay, so how it works. Okay, so see, first of all, if you want to clone your GitHub, this is the command, but anyways we'll be doing through source tree. Okay, then it creates a new local branch, then delete branch for that. This is the command. Okay, and how the flow works, like git status, then you add your files, then you do the git commit, and then you push your changes. Okay, and these are the respective git command for that again here. Okay, and okay, what is, there is one concept you might come across, like while merging your branch, and there will be sometimes there will be conflict. Okay, I just want to give a brief idea what is a conflict. For example, if two persons works on the same file, okay, and someone code has already been merged and pushed. Okay, and now you are trying to push that code, the source tree itself will tell you that no, you cannot push the code because there is some conflict. So to resolve that, you can do using IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, I'll tell you that later how to do that. So first of all, let's follow the steps and continue the practical example. Okay, so in this case you need to have a Bitbucket account, and when it comes to the Bitbucket account, you should be having a particular email address with you of any domain. So let's start now. So you can go to this Bitbucket site. Okay, bitbucket.org. I'll just copy and paste it here for further references. Give me time. Okay, all right, then it will create a repository first. So let's get started, get it free. So it's asking about some Atlassian account, if you have any of the accounts present. So I'll continue with the Google. That's my email address. Okay, so it's asking about the create account. So let's create account one. Okay, so you need to have a username. Okay, and this is really required, because next time when you want to pull your code, okay, you need to have your user account, because you need to verify yourself before you do any actions over in Bitbucket. So I'll just put a username here, okay, and then we'll continue. Okay, she's already exist. Let me check with this. Okay, okay, so it will ask about something about describe your experience with source control. So as of now we no need to worry about that. Just let's go to skip, and now here it comes. So here you need to create a repository. Okay, so what is the repository? It's uh, same thing as it is in your local machine. It's just a space. Okay, so let's create one repository here, and I'll give it a name. So this is the workspace, and I'll give it a name like okay, and this will be like earning repository. Okay, and I'll make it as a not a private repository now. Okay, and then I'll create the repository. Yeah, it's done. See, it's so easy. So basically what happens next? Okay, so when you create a repository, you can see there is already a repository has been created, and the default branch will be like master. Okay, I'll explain about that later anyways. And you can see there is one button called clone. Okay, so when you can click on it, it will ask for either copy this and use your bash command or git commands to clone this repository, or you can use a source tree, and it is mentioned over here. It is a free git and mercurial client from macOS. Okay, for macOS, so you can either use this as well. So source tree is given by Atlassian. Okay, all right, so today we are going to download this source tree. Okay, and we'll set up the source tree for now. All right, let's download the source tree. Okay, so let's download the source tree now. I agree and download. Let me check if I already have source tree. Okay, I don't have, so let me just let the download finish. All right, so I downloaded this source tree, and I just want to click on this clone in source tree, and I clicked on allow. So now it's trying to open it. See, so it has already given it's taken the clone from the address, and it's asking for the checkout branch. You can change. As of now you have only one branch, and then the destination path has been taken automatically. If you want to change it to some other path, you can do it. Okay, not a big deal. Then just bookmark this name, and it's showing a, yeah, this is a git repository. So now let's clone it. So when you clone it, now you can see there is a beautiful GUI has been opened. Okay, and you can see here the file status, the history, and the master branch. Okay, so these are the branches of now, and what are the other remotes present. Okay, remote is nothing but it track your remote repository. Okay, so going forward we'll be first check what are the different files. As you can see, the same thing has whatever we have just committed during the creation of this repository is been displayed here. So it's initial commit, it comes by default, and this is the commit message because we haven't given any. All right, so now we will add some files to this. So for that we need some of the IDE. Okay, and then we'll open the project and we'll add some files to that and then push it. So for that we'll be recording a new video. Okay, so stay tuned and good luck. See you later. Bye.